Hello, this is my diagnosis presentation for Alex R. and body dysmorphic disorder. So he is a 19-year-old Caucasian male, uh, also a first-year college student. He lives on campus in his dorm with his roommate, and after encouragement from his roommate, Alex self-referred himself. This was due to a noticeable increase in distress from his roommate and himself. So deductive reasoning questions. Deductive reasoning is making a conclusion, inferences from general, using general to specific information, um, specifically using the DSM-5. So my first question would be, can you tell me what specifically about your appearance you are concerned with and how much of your day you spend thinking about them? So this first question assesses whether Alex has a persistent preoccupation with perceived flaws in his appearance. The second question I have, so during these times when you are spending concern with your appearance, what are you doing and how many times uh, a day do you do it? So we can kind of get a quantify it. So the second question evaluates the presence of repetitive behaviors and mental acts related to his appearance concerns. And my last one is kind of a general open question. Uh, how have these concerns about yourself affected your daily life? I'll start out pretty general, open, see if he opens up to me. And then if I have to, I will get more specific with my questions. I'll ask about family, friends, dating, etc. So client diagnosis. So first one, preoccupation with one or more perceived defects or flaws in physical appearance that are not observable or appear slight to others. Um, Alex believes that his jawline is deformed, his skin is scarred beyond repair due to previous acne, and he is too small and weak. Uh, Second one, at some point during the course of the disorder, the individual has performed repetitive behaviors or mental acts in response to the appearance concerns. So Alex spends several hours checking mirrors, taking photos, and looking at social media to compare himself to others. The last one is the preoccupation causes clinically significant distress or impairment in social, occupational, or other areas of function. So Alex avoids going to classes with bright lighting, so no one can see his flaws, and this has affected his academic performance. He's socially withdrawn. He doesn't date. He has anxiety when photographed or seen on video, and he's distressed when he's unable to work out. So inductive reasoning is the inverse of deductive, so it's specific to general, and um, is to recognize patterns, taking unrelated bits and pieces of information and making a cohesive concept from them. So a counselor gathers information from the client, such as history, social, and symptoms. So the more information a counselor has, the more difficult it can be to reach a clinical formulation. For this case, I will use cognitive behavioral therapy to guide myself. CBT has three core principles. So problems are based on faulty or unhelpful ways of thinking, learn patterns of unhelpful behavior, and people can learn better ways of coping with problems. So continuing with inductive reasoning, Alex's mindset is negatively focused on his body instead of appreciating all his hard work he has done, going to the gym, doing all that stuff to improve himself. Alex has several learned behaviors that does not help him, such as constant checking on social media and the mirror. So treatment interventions such as cognitive restructuring, exposure and response prevention, and mirror retraining can help challenge his distorted appearance beliefs and possibly reduce those compulsive behaviors, and also increase his insight and improve overall functioning. So from a CBT's perspective, Alex's early experiences of being teased about his appearance and being compared to his older athletic brother may have contributed to this belief that, my worth depends on my appearance and, I'm not muscular enough. So these beliefs are reinforced through social media exposure and maintained by these behaviors that he does, such as checking the mirror, um, that temporarily reduce anxiety, but overall they maintain his disorder. So hopefully by using CBT we can improve all this. Cultural identity. So Alex identifies with the masculine culture of bodybuilding. He's a male, and he's young, so he's into bodybuilding, and his culture of bodybuilding is pretty big. He also grew up in a culture in his family of being good in sports, and having a strong physique will get you praise and accepted by his parents. Alex is also very young and a male, like I said before, so he's in the early stages of figuring things out, early stages of adulthood and development and forming his identity. Also, religion is an important upbringing for him growing up. So, using the respectful and addressing models, I was able to determine what cultural factors and framework I would assess Alex. So that includes the religion, family issues, unique physical issues, age, and gender. So the religion aspect, he was raised in a Christian family. Faith may serve as a significant source of resilience and support. Christian teachings emphasize, human worth, purpose, and identity beyond his physical appearance. This could provide a good framework and challenge Alex that his value can be determined by something other than his looks and masculinity. Um, Lastly, spiritual integration could include exploring how his faith informs understanding his self-worth. We could discuss relevant scriptures that emphasize personal value and identity in God, and encourage him to be more involved in his community. But first, we have to talk about if he wants religion to be in the sessions, and then we can go from there. Here's my references, and that's all I got for Alex. Thanks for listening.